In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about how your home is an extension of your energy. As winter starts to wind down, we find ourselves in this really interesting time where the weather can't quite make up its mind. Some days are stormy, dark, and a little gloomy, while others are bright and filled with that fresh spring energy that we all love. And as we transition from winter to spring, I've been thinking about how we can bring some of that springtime hope and brightness into our homes, even on the gray days. It's all about setting the right intentions and building habits that make our spaces feel warm and cozy. So in today's video, I'm going to share some tips on how I create a positive and uplifting environment at home. From simple habits to little changes, these ideas can help make your home a welcoming place no matter what the weather is like outside. So stick around and let's dive into creating that perfect spring vibe inside and outside. So the first tip is to set intentions. Start by deciding what kind of atmosphere you want in your home. Our home, just like other areas of our life, are a physical manifestation of our mind and the intentions that we set and an extension of our energy. So I always like to really think about the type of home that I want. And by all means, I know that it's not going to be perfect all the time. With little ones, it can be really challenging to keep a home because it's high energy. And, there are all of these different factors that affect our energy levels and so many things. So first and foremost, it's setting intention, but also having grace. Little by little is always the key. And even starting with something very simple, like brewing yourself a cup of tea, having a soothing ritual, choosing herbal teas like chamomile, peppermint, something relaxing, or green tea for a gentle energy boost, and just having a moment to pause, breathe, and enjoy, and even just set intentions for the type of home that you want to have. We have the power to create our space. The next tip would be to set the space by picking a YouTube background. I love to transform my space with these beautiful backgrounds on YouTube. I just searched spring ambiance on YouTube and found this one. You can choose one with calming nature scenes paired with soothing music or gentle nature sounds, and it's a super simple way to set the mood and calm the room. I've always loved to do this right before I'm going to clean or just kind of setting the intention. My kids love it too. I'll often turn this on in the morning before they wake up. And I actually saw my cat and my dog sitting on the couch watching that background, so they like it as well. Another tip is natural scents. I like to opt for incense made from natural ingredients. This incense is from Juniper Ridge. It's some of the best incense. I used to carry it in my shop when I had a shop, and their sweetgrass incense is amazing. Or you could use essential oils, just avoiding harsh chemicals by choosing options like sandalwood, lavender, eucalyptus. They're both inviting and soothing. Just these little things that make a difference and make our home smell really inviting and warm. So I like to think about that as well. The other tip is live plants. Bringing plants inside the home adds life and helps purify the air. Some easy care options include different varieties of plants, which I will put in the description box. Plants like snake plants or spider plants. Water once a week and ensure they receive indirect sunlight. You can dust leaves occasionally to help them breathe and stay healthy. So one thing that I really like to do is just kind of bring all my plants from inside the home right in front of me every once in a while just to observe them, look at them, maybe pull off any dead leaves, feel the soil, and really just give them love and attention. Plants really need love and attention as well, and they really thrive when we just take a little extra time to care for them. If you struggle with taking care of too many plants, what you can do is you can get some faux plants that look real and kind of intermix them with the real plants. That way you have, really green, lush-looking space, and it's hard to tell which ones are faux and which ones are real. And I dust those as well. Like right now, this one I found just at Walmart. I think it was like $2. And I have an eye for which ones I feel look real and which ones I don't think look great. But I love to kind of mix the faux and the real together to just give that feeling of lots of life, but it's a little bit less work. So that's another tip as well. So today I'm just kind of looking at all of my plants. I'm giving them a little TLC, making sure they're all watered, and then I'm going to put them back where they belong in the home. The next tip is to create an organizing schedule, which I talk a lot about on my channel. Using the shift to spring as an opportunity to declutter, tackling one room at a time, sorting items into keep, donate, or discard piles. Organizing your surroundings can really help clear your mind and make space for creativity. It really allows you to be the best version of yourself. And even when I lived in a little tiny apartment to a bigger house at one point, which was harder to take care of, I'm not going to lie, to where we're living now, I've always tried to kind of maintain these tips because it makes a really big difference in my mental health as well and my ability to just feel good during the day. So I always try to maintain some level of organization, and if everything kind of falls out of whack, I just little by little start in one room and try to tackle it. I definitely do a spring cleaning and decluttering. Today it's the weekend. My husband took the kids to go see a movie, and so I took this opportunity to declutter the fridge, which I like to do every weekend, and just kind of look around the house and assess. Is there an area that needs a little organization? I can do my general cleaning routine, and I have several of those types of videos on my channel if you want to watch those. So that's something I try to do on the weekends usually, and it's definitely a good feeling to do that during the spring. So take this opportunity to maybe think of a space in your house that you've been wanting to get to. Maybe it's a closet, that you've been avoiding, or maybe it's a desk drawer that you need to go through. But one thing at a time, and a lot of times I'll even put on headphones and listen to a podcast or listen to a turn on a documentary in the background. There was a documentary I was listening to at this point while I was cleaning out the fridge, and it was called Sensitive. It's about HSPs, highly sensitive people, and it had Alanis Morissette in it, and she was talking about how she's highly sensitive. And so I like to listen to that in the background while I'm doing a task. That is something that can make it a little bit easier. And then I'm just kind of doing my general weekend cleaning. Last but certainly not least, on my list at least, is spring landscaping plans. I started thinking about the outside kind of early in the spring. I just got some heirloom roses, which if you followed me back when we lived in the house in California, we planted so many heirloom roses. I absolutely love being able to go out, pick beautiful roses, and bring flowers into the home. That's my favorite. And right now I don't really have any flowers growing that I can pick. So I'm actually thinking ahead to next spring, and I definitely want to get some heirloom roses in the ground this spring so that I can pick bouquets next spring. Heirloom roses has hundreds of varieties, and my top 5 favorites I will list in the description. I talked about it earlier this week on Instagram. The Eden climbers are my absolute favorite. They grow in lots of environments very well. They climb, they create the most beautiful, lush pink and white roses. Unbelievable. You can pick them, bring them into your house. They make gorgeous bouquets, and they're fantastic. So I actually ordered 2 of them. I also really like David Austin's. Those are my second favorite. My third are the Coco Loco, which are like a vintage rose, and I really like peace roses. So there are like 5 favorites that I like to grow and I find are easy to grow, and you just get beautiful results, and I love to pick and bring those into the house as well. So Heirloom Roses only sells own root roses, which is the natural way to grow roses. And I ordered and planted these into the ground back in California. I had amazing results. I'm really excited to see. It's a family-owned nursery just outside of Portland, Oregon. And the best roses really start with the best roots. So own root roses are always true to variety. They're more disease resistant, and they come with strong, established root systems ready to thrive in your garden. So as soon as you get them out of the box, right away, we were getting ready to get a pretty big storm. So what I do is I mix some compost with the native soil, a little bit of fertilizer, and put them in the ground and just make sure that they are all ready to go. And they will start doing their thing very, very quickly. So I'm very excited to see what they look like. I also have it on my agenda to do more on the front porch garden. I love to plant hollyhocks, and I have other flowers as well, but I really wanted Eden climbers. So actually Heirloom Roses messaged me, and they gave me a coupon that I can share with you. It's RT20. And I was even thinking for Mother's Day, one year Byron and I went to my mom's house and we planted her some David Austin roses. And she still has that bush. It's like this beautiful rose bush, and she can pick herself flowers whenever she wants, and so it's the gift that keeps on giving. So I thought this might be a fun idea to maybe plant your mom some roses. And if you're going to, either the Eden Climbers are a win, or the David Austins, I highly recommend them. I'll put my favorites in the description along with the coupon code. You can check it out. But I plan to plant a lot more Eden roses, even up against the garage. They are my favorite. Then during the week, we are doing a botany study as well with the kids, so we try to get them involved. This week, we are ready to start planting some of our starters. We're starting with the more cold hardy varieties just in case we have another freeze or two before summer really gets here. And we are including the kids on educating them on the process. They've kind of grown up around this, but now we are making it a part of their botany lesson. And I'm using the Good and the Beautiful botany curriculum and also just kind of getting some of the hands-on experience with them as well. So we're getting some of those starters in the ground. And I mean, I've been setting intentions for a big garden every year, probably since we lived in an apartment. And it's taken us a long time to get here, but little by little, each year we add a little something, we do a little something more. And we're very excited because we have a lot growing in the garden this year, and I can't wait to show you in the next few weeks. So here are a few of my simple tips to transform your space into a serene and inviting sanctuary. From the calming YouTube backgrounds to the soothing ritual of making a cup of tea, to the natural elegance of plants and scents, each step brings you closer to a space that nurtures both body and soul. And remember that the beauty of creating a tranquil environment lies not just in the end result, but in the journey of creating that. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you next time.